Welcome back to another episode of Kano. I bring you the latest in comic book and superhero movie news. I'm your host, Terry, and I'm ready to bring you stuff that matters. And what matters is Comic-Con. It's that time of the year doing my Comic-Con recap for the Marvel side of things. Go to the description section for me and check out my recap of the DC side, where I talk about the DC news. And also my reaction to the Justice League trailer is in there too. Alright, so to start off, Thor Ragnarok. Yes, Thor Ragnarok has dropped this Guardians of the Galaxy trippy 80s looking trailer and poster. So, in the middle of Hall H, where all the fun happens, we got a new Thor Ragnarok trailer as we thought we would. It's coming up pretty soon in the fall. I really liked the first one. I mean, there was some parts that I'm like, okay, this is different. And then the second one was kind of double that. It's so different. It is so different. Thor Dark World and Thor, I hate those movies. I hate those movies. And it's not necessarily because of the tone. I just hate the movies together. But you can look at this movie. It is so different. But I would grant you that it should be. Because the first one, he's on Earth. Thor's on Earth most of the time. Second one, he's on Earth some of the time. We see a lot of Jane's friend, I forgot, played by Kat Dennings. She's on Earth. And then they're Asgard a little bit, but they're on the run, so whatever. This one, they're out in, I don't even remember what it's called, but in the vast worlds that make up all this craziness. But they're in Asgard, they're in this different planet. So it's a lot more colors. It's all these different things. I'm okay with that. But everything looks good. I think Cate Blanchett is amazing. She looks very different, actually. She just looks so much younger. But anyway, she looks cute. Scourge looks good. It's a people say a Guardians Galaxy vibe because of the colors, and I agree. Thor wasn't always funny. Chris Hemsworth is funny. But Thor hasn't always used jokes a lot. They're using jokes in here, so you get that too. But the one thing you don't have is all the music. But it does feel like Guardians of the Galaxy. But in this one, you see more of the story where Thor pretty much assembles a squad of his brother, Valkyrie, played by Tessa Thompson, and the Hulk. And they're trying to take out Hela, of course, who takes over Asgard. So, I mean, the thing about this trailer, I'll just say this. It didn't hype me up because it's not a good trailer. It didn't hype me up because, not because it's not a good trailer and not because it's not a good movie. The thing for me is I knew about this movie so long ago. So if you watched the canon a long time ago, if you follow this news, you know that the script was leaked for Thor Ragnarok like a year ago. And it was pretty spot on. Once they started casting and showing pictures, I'm like, okay, yeah, the script leak was pretty spot on. Then you saw the trailer, you're like, yes, everything in that leak was almost accurate. There's a little twist. I think originally it said that Loki was working with Hela, and that might be a twist in the movie, I don't know, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. Seems like Loki's on the good side. And so, but everything else, the Planet Hulk stuff, the Hulk talking, I wasn't surprised because I knew it was coming. And so I'm not trying to knock the trailers, just I knew all of this was coming. But visually, it looks completely different. I'm interested to see the Mark Ruffalo and Chris Hemsworth banter. Although we know that Hulk will probably be in most of the movie, and Mark Ruffalo said that. Because Hulk doesn't want to change back into Bruce Banner. Now, that's something we've seen in the comics a lot. That's something we've seen in the TV shows a lot. So, it's not new. It was in the script leak. So, I'm excited. I'm excited to see it in its totality. The one thing a lot of people aren't remembering is that Doctor Strange is in this movie. At some point, Hemsworth and Loki, or Thor and Loki, go to New York on Earth, and they find Doctor Strange to help them out. So, guys, if you excited by this trailer, let's not forget there's even another level to this thing that's coming out. But getting us hyped for the next movie, I'm ready. I'm ready. The story, the concept, before I even saw a trailer, this got me hyped for a Thor movie, which I've never been hyped for. And I thought Chris Hemsworth has been underutilized as Thor because he's hilarious, and they're finally letting him spread those comedic wings. So I'm ready for the Collector's Brother. I'm ready for all of them. Ready for Surtur. The only thing I don't really like is how Hela's like some evil person, because in the cartoons and comics, she is, she rules the realm of death. But she does things because Loki is her dad, who I don't think that will happen in the movie. But, she does things like that, or when she gets bored, she never, goes out to conquer places. So, I'm interested in how they tell that story. I'm not saying that she couldn't do it, but even Scourge, I think it's Scourge, played by the dude that plays Bones in Star Trek. Scourge is with Enchantress. That's the thing that's blowing my mind, is that they pretty much took Hela and replaced her for Enchantress, and I don't really like that. And I know Suicide Squad has Enchantress, so they probably didn't want to use the same character name. But you could have changed her name, used her real name or something, because this isn't the Hela I know. But it's Cate Blanchett, so I'm going to watch it. So anyway, I keep it, if I didn't say that. Alright, so the next bit of news, we got a confirmation that Captain Marvel, starring Brie Larson, is going to be taking place in the 1990s. Nick Fury is confirmed to be in the movie. He'll have 2 eyes. And the Skrulls will be the villains, the shape-shifting aliens. I am going to keep this, I guess. I'm going to slightly keep it, because here's the thing. I'm fine with the 1990s. Now, the thing is, you're going to have to answer where she's been this whole time. I hope it's not some cryogenic sleep type thing. Like, I don't want a Captain America situation where we show an origin, then they were frozen into the present. Otherwise, you got to say she's been in space and doing alien stuff. I would guess that's the next logical conclusion. Then I would wonder why we didn't see her in anything from Guardians. But space or galaxy is a big place, so maybe they didn't run into it. Skrulls. That's a big thing. I don't care about Samuel. Samuel, fine, whatever. He's a young Nick Fury. They're probably going to use their de-aging technology. He's going to have 2 eyes, whatever. Skrulls presents a big problem. Because if you know about Skrulls is Secret Invasion. And which, the comics is one thing, but if you watch the Avengers TV show not too long ago, they did an amazing arc where the Skrulls infiltrated the Avengers as Captain America, and then they eventually invaded and all that. So it's a big storyline either way you chop it, and I don't think you set that up for Phase 4, because Steve Rogers, or what's it been, Chris Evans is probably going to be gone. Robert Downey Jr. is probably going to be gone. Thor's probably going to be gone, so on and so forth. So I don't think you set it up for Phase 4 with Avengers 2.0, which is like Spider-Man and Scarlet Witch and all that. And then I don't think you can fit it in one movie. And so I'm wondering, what are you going to do with the Skrulls? Like, if you don't do a full invasion, that means you're doing kind of a disjustice to the Skrulls, unless they do it in a creative way where it leaves room for them to come back later. But again, I don't want to see a secret invasion without Captain America and Iron Man. So I wonder how they're going to do that. And then, of course, if you don't do them justice, but if you try to do a big storyline, you don't do the secret invasion story justice, and you fit it into one movie, which doesn't make sense either. So I'm curious as to why. Now, Skrulls, I'm forgetting the other aliens, the blue ones, the one that Ronan the Accuser. I can't remember the name, but the other aliens, they're the ones that are at war. And Captain Marvel, who Captain Marvel gets her powers from, he's the blue aliens, not the Skrulls. And so, at some point, it makes sense that she gets her powers from him, and that's the enemy he's fighting. Maybe it's a few Skrulls on Earth already, and they get rid of them. I don't know, but I just hope they don't try to make the movie too much in one movie, and I hope they don't cut all the goodness of the Skrulls out. It's going to be a hard balancing act. So that's what scares me about this announcement. And then the last piece of news, we got a casting. We got Michelle Pfeiffer and Lawrence Fishburne cast in Ant-Man 2. Michelle Pfeiffer will be playing Janet Van Dyke, who is the mother of Hope Van Dyke. And Lawrence Fishburne, from what I believe, will be playing the voice of Goliath. So I am going to keep this. I will be honest, I did not look up who Goliath is. I've heard the name before. But I did not look up who that was. But from what I remember, I think it is a voice and not a live action thing. Because he is Perry White in the DCU. So the fact that we got another person playing in two universes. But usually when they do this, it's some type of voice. So let's say Bradley Cooper is Green Lantern. I didn't say he was. But let's say Bradley Cooper is Green Lantern. It wouldn't be too weird because you don't see Bradley Cooper. You know his name in Guardians, but you don't see him. It's just his voice. And so I think people could accept that. Same thing here. Lawrence Fishburne, live action Perry White. If he's doing the voice of Goliath, then cool. Now, if he's not doing the voice, that's a different story. But he's older. I don't think they're going to put him in a costume. So I think it's just a voice. But Michelle Pfeiffer, lovely lady, great actress. Top notch. Haven't seen her in a while, but I'm excited. That's a big casting. You get Michael Douglas, who was a megastar in his time. He's older, very refined actor. Think you get the same thing with Michelle Pfeiffer. She was a star. Now she's a refined actress. So I like it. I like it. I don't see any problems with it. I like the big names they're going for. Very seasoned cast. Can't remember. I don't think they announced who the villain is and who's playing them. So that's what I'm more interested, because Corey Stoll, amazing actor. Darren Cross was an okay villain, but he was good. So I'm hoping they bring back somebody that's just as strong. But yeah, so that's the Marvel news. Overall, a lot of footage we didn't see. Marvel is not playing with us. Infinity Wars trailer got leaked. I'm not watching it. Hopefully Marvel releases it. Then I'll do a reaction. And then they showed some Black Panther footage. It might have been the same one. It might have been a clip. They showed some Ant-Man 2 footage because they've been shooting already. We didn't see that. And there was supposed to be like some montage where Paul Rudd and Michael Pena from Ant-Man were narrating the whole MCU history, and they said it was funny. We didn't see that. So, a lot of stuff we didn't get to see, but hey, the stuff we did see, the news we heard, we know what's coming. We know they got big things on deck, so no, don't be worried. It'll be here in due time. But again, go to the description section to check out my DC recap. Go to the comment section. Let me know what you thought about the Thor trailer. What do you think about Skrulls and Captain Marvel? Like, thumbs up, subscribe, and if you heard it here, it's official canon.